Namaste students. I hope everyone is fine at home. Yesterday we have started with chapter number 22, chemical coordination and integration, and we have discussed about hypothalamus gland and its hormone. So today we will start with another gland, that is pituitary gland. First of all, what is pituitary gland? It is a small pea-shaped gland attached to the hypothalamus by a stalk. You can see here, this is hypothalamus, this is pituitary gland, and they are attached with each other by a stalk. So this is stalk. Pituitary gland, it is located in the bony cavity known as sella turcica. SELLATURSICA. So, pituitary gland, it is present in the bony cavity known as sella turcica. I request you all to keep your notes along with you for better understanding. Now, pituitary gland, it is anatomically divided into two lobes, that is adenohypophysis and neurohypophysis. Adenohypophysis, it is further divided into two portions, that is pars distalis and pars intermedia. Pars distalis is also known as anterior pituitary, and pars intermedia, it is also known as intermediate pituitary. I repeat, adenohypophysis, it is divided into two portions, that is pars distalis, anterior pituitary, and pars intermedia, that is intermediate pituitary. Neurohypophysis, it is also known as pars nervosa. What it is known as? Pars nervosa, and this is also known as posterior pituitary. So now pituitary, it has three parts, that is anterior pituitary, intermediate pituitary, and posterior pituitary. Now in the diagram you cannot see, it is not marked intermediate pituitary. Why? Because pars intermedia or intermediate pituitary is almost merged with anterior pituitary or pars distalis. That's why you cannot see intermediate pituitary or pars intermedia. Now let's discuss about the hormones released by pituitary gland. Pituitary gland lobes release different types of hormone. For example, pars distalis, it releases 6 hormones. It synthesizes and secrete 6 hormones. Pars intermedia, it secrete and release, means it synthesize and release only 1 hormone. And neurohypophysis or pars nervosa or posterior pituitary, it do not synthesize. We have done yesterday that posterior pituitary, it do not synthesize hormone, but hypothalamus, it synthesize hormone and it release its hormone with the help of from the posterior pituitary, from the axonal end of the neuron. So posterior pituitary, it release the hormone, it only release. Anterior and intermediate pituitary, they synthesize and release hormone, whereas posterior pituitary, it only release hormone synthesized in the hypothalamus. So it released 2 hormones. So total 9 hormones are released by the pituitary gland. Let's discuss them in detail. First of all, hormones of pars distalis. Pars distalis, it releases 6 hormones, that is follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, also known as TSH, adrenocorticotropic hormone, somatotrophic hormone, or we can say growth hormone, prolactin. Okay, so these are the 6 hormones released by the pituitary gland lobe, that is pars distalis. Follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, together they are known as gonadotrophins. Now, intermediate pituitary, it releases only one hormone known as melanocyte stimulating hormone. Okay, and the pars nervosa or neurohypophysis, it releases two hormone, that is oxytocin and antidiuretic hormone or vasopressin. This you have studied earlier also in the lesson 19, excretion. So first of all, we will discuss about the hormones of the pars distalis. First of all, we will discuss about the growth hormone synthesized and secreted by the pars distalis. Growth hormone, also known as GH, its short form is GH. It stimulates the growth and development of all tissues of the body. So as the name indicates, growth, so it helps in the development and growth of all tissues of the body. Earlier we have studied, when we have done the definition of hormone, that hormone, they should be released in precise amount, in a very small amount and in precise amount. What do you mean by precise? Means in accurate quantity hormones should be produced. If the hormones, if this growth hormone, if there is low secretion of growth hormone, then this growth hormone results in stunted growth. Means the height of the person will be short as compared to the height of the normal person. And if there is over secretion of growth hormone, then it stimulates abnormal growth of the body and it leads to gigantism. Means the height of the person will be more as compared to the height of normal person. Okay, so two main disorders which are caused due to low secretion or hyper secretion, means over secretion of the growth hormone, are dwarfism, when there is low secretion of growth hormone. Second is gigantism, when there is over secretion of growth hormone. Now growth hormone, it is produced only during the growing period of the person. Now if there is excess secretion of growth hormone in adults, means when there is no growth in the body, if then there is secretion of growth hormone, especially in the middle age, then it can result in severe disfigurement, especially of face and external digits. For example, you can see in the diagram, the face of the person becomes elongated